attacking the knee of the ring general. Gunther turned it around, but Kofi again refocusing the attack on the lower limbs of Gunther.
And it's the upper limbs, most specifically that right one, that can flatten the chest, that can snatch a soul.
And now punishing Kingston with a kick to the spine in the midst of the 23rd King of the Ring tournament here in WWE. Surprising when I looked up some statistics earlier today, Pat, that Kofi Kingston is just in his 3rd King of the Ring tournament in his long and illustrious career.
Yeah, Kofi Kingston, surefire future Hall of Famer, former world champion, has done it all.
2010, Kofi lost to Sheamus, who would go on to win that tournament. Kofi was also part of the last King of the Ring in 2021. It was won by Xavier Woods. And now Kingston fighting back against Gunther.
Xavier Woods had a hell of a reign as our king. Now we will find a new one.
Power!
Could it be Gunther, the ring general? Lost his Intercontinental title after he slipped up a little bit against Sami Zayn. Now he's got a new prize, that crown that we showed just moments ago.
666 days. He was the longest reigning Intercontinental champion ever.
Dominant Intercontinental heavyweight champion.
This King of the Ring is the first tournament that Gunther has been involved in his career here in WWE. And now looking again to continue to torture Kofi Kingston. He's focused on the spine and the back of Kingston, who turns it into a pinning combination and a kick out by Gunther. And a big boot to the face.
Kofi, such a veteran in the ring, able to reverse like a backbreaker into a pin. Almost frustrated Gunther even more.
Now Gunther's a machine. It's like a Terminator.
He is. Only has one speed, and it's dominate.
Is that a speed?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how you use it. I think it's more of a metaphor.
Got it.
But yes, he's dominant.
Kofi again trying to refocus the attack on the already injured leg of Gunther, but Gunther fighting back out of it.
Kofi fighting back here.
Trying to rally. Gunther. Oh, and a backbreaker again to the spine.
But that knee.
Yeah. Gunther putting that injured knee in harm's way. And watch this impact to the already banged up back. Kofi Kingston.
To the already banged up knee of Gunther. Both men feeling the effects of that one.
War of attrition here tonight in the quarterfinals.
Well, who wants to be the king? You have to lay it all on the line. Would we call him King General instead of Ring General?
That's nice.
See what I did? King General, 2 titles would be tough to say, but a man who would be worthy of those would certainly be the Ring General Gunther!
And Gunther, nobody home as Kofi Kingston rolls out of harm's way and looks to rally now. SmackDown side of things, Carmelo Hayes, Tama Tonga, Randy Orton, and LA Knight advancing to the quarterfinals. They continue this coming Friday night on SmackDown in the King of the Ring tournament. Kofi back to his feet again, attacking the injured leg of Gunther. Kofi doing the damage before this matchup even got underway. Oh, a blow right to the kidney.
Shot to the back. You'll feel this tomorrow. That's Gunther wrestling.
And Kofi, though, able to turn, looking for the SOS, and then Gunther would not allow him to connect. Kofi lands on his feet, though. Leg gives out for Gunther. Kofi Kingston.
Speed. Putting Jordan to the mouth.
Kofi, top rope, down goes Gunther. Can Kofi capitalize?
If anything, it gives him a breather to recalibrate.
To the height of Kofi Kingston.
To a standing Gunther cross body. Frog splash cross body to get Kofi back into this as New Day Rock in Greenville.
Great matchup in the quarterfinals of King of the Ring. Gunther, though, looking to the Boston Crab again. He did this to Kofi Kingston, something else. Announced table before the commercial break. Center of the ring. Is Kofi going to tap out the already injured back of Kofi Kingston? Under an extreme amount of pressure here. Kofi trying to fight out of this. Fighting back is Kingston.
Again to the leg of Gunther.
Tremendous heart in this man. Kingston caught him. SOS to Gunther. Kofi looks to put him away and advance to the semifinals, and Gunther kicks out. The former WWE champion, Kofi Kingston, a 4-time Intercontinental champion, 3-time United States champion, and of course a 14-time tag team champion, giving the ring general Gunther all he can handle tonight in front of a packed house in Greenville, South Carolina, the quarterfinals for the men's King of the Ring tournament. Tremendous night of action so far. Kofi Kingston dragging himself to the top rope.
Greenville's doing all the commentating we need right now. This is awesome.
Drop kick drives Kingston toward the corner.
This is for a crown. This is for a legacy. This is for forever.
Big clothesline turns Kingston inside out. Gunther to cover. Hooks the leg now of Kofi. Kofi stays alive. You have to wonder if Gunther is starting to get frustrated over the fact that he has not been able to put Kofi away. Dragging Kofi to the corner. What's Gunther have in mind now? And again, remember, already injured back of Kofi Kingston. Gunther's been working on it through the entire matchup, and he's going to try to do some more damage, Pat.
Oh, my.
2, 3. Twisting Kofi like a pretzel along the ring post. You heard Kofi screaming out in agony.
This man enjoys just inflicting cruel and unusual punishment.
And Gunther hoisting Kingston up. And Kofi turns it around, takes Gunther face first to the ring post. Kofi's got a chance. Kofi looking to rally. Back to his feet. Trouble in paradise. Gunther down outside the ring. Kofi's got to get him back inside.
Gunther's flat back right now.
Critical point of the matchup. Both men down. In front of the announce table, the official, Eddie Arango, at a count of 5 now. Who's going to beat the count? Kofi Kingston. Can he get a count-out win over Gunther? Count of 7 now. Kingston to the apron. Gunther up at the announce table. Gunther sturdily down. Kingston beat the count. Gunther barely beats the count.
We're talking about a quarter of a second right there.
High pressure moment. Kingston and Gunther made it back to the ring. Kofi Kingston now measuring his man. Kofi looking to explode out of the corner. Went for trouble in paradise. Gunther able to hook Kingston up into a power bomb. Stacks him up. Kick out. No. Wait a minute. Gunther turns it into a Boston Crab. Middle of the ring. Kingston with nowhere to go. Pressure on the back. Gunther screaming. Kingston trying to hang on, but he's got to tap out.
Here is your winner by submission, the General Gunther!
Gunther is now in the semifinals after an incredible battle against the veteran, the former WWE champion, Kofi Kingston, here tonight. So let's take a look at the updated brackets now on the Monday Night Raw side. Gunther advances to the semifinals next week, Pat. He takes on the winner of our matchup later on tonight, either Jey Uso or Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah, and we officially know that the crown will be out in New Day after an incredible reign by Xavier Woods. Gunther knocks out Kofi, and now the Ring General is dreaming of days where his head is the heavy one with the crown.
Well, you know, the